Welcome to the Uncultured Opinions podcast. This episode, what are we at, like 21?
21.
Episode 21.
Well, we did an episode last week, but did you put it out? Is the question. No, we're going to put it out later.
No,
We're making a bonus episode, right?
Yeah, I think we'll probably put it out at some point. It's a little weird, you know?
A little racy.
It's not at all what it is. There's just a lot
Do you
of
know what
things
racy means?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you thought I meant racist.
No.
Racy does not mean racist. Racy means like...
It was just a rough episode. Like, we were really bad at podcasting that day.
It was also a shit movie, so... I mean, it wasn't a shit movie. It just wasn't... It wasn't a good discussion movie.
Yeah, it
was
really
a-
aggravated me.
It was a... Hey, that movie was okay. Or... If you're Brent, that movie sucked.
I don't think it sucked. It was more just
You hated it.
We're talking about The Five Bloods. I only hated it because of like how much potential it had.
It did.
It starts off so.
We already
strong.
discussed it. We can throw it in.
Yeah.
Throw it up. I don't know. I don't want to talk about it again. We already talked about it once.
Yeah. So this, I don't episode whatever 20 something. Who cares at this point?
It's 21. If the next episode's going out after it.
Yeah. Okay. So today we are sponsored by Patreon.com /
We are
The
not
Uncultured Opinions.
Stop saying we are sponsored by Patreon. We are not sponsored by Patreon.
What it? We're.
Also, I swear to God, if you don't do an ad for Anchor,
I'll do an Anchor ad, bro. I will.
dude,
I will
this has
get
been
it.
like 6 episodes since they've been like a sponsor or whatever the fuck you want to call it, and we have not done an ad read for it.
Also, if you can't tell already.
We're trying something new.
Yeah, I'm messing around with cameras, so
So,
I get a little trigger happy.
what's up, my boy? You don't have to switch it every time I open my mouth. I noticed you did it last. I noticed a second ago you were kind of flipping.
I know I'm getting trigger happy with.
If you don't know, just leave it in the middle. But the middle also is the worst camera we have.
Jamie, pull that up.
Jesus, that's terrible.
Yeah, it's so bad. It's like this main cam has a FPS of like 15, and then this one goes through Wi-Fi, so it's like spotty sometimes.
But the picture is
And this one's
crystal
good.
clear.
Yeah, this is my phone. I don't know if we
I don't
should
know.
get behind the scenes, like showing how broke we are.
I mean, it's pretty rough. It's not that bad. We got the whole my setup. My little
We were gonna
my-
throw something up on there.
Continue talking.
So we want to shout out the socials. Make sure you go check that out. It's twitter.com / the UO podcast and Instagram.com / the uncultured opinions. If you're listening on Spotify, check us out on YouTube. You'll probably hear that we are doing video episodes. They're pretty interesting, so go check them out.
We think so. Not many people are watching them.
True. And then if you're watching on YouTube, check us out on Spotify. If you're just out and about and you want to listen to the podcast, we're on there.
Please listen to both options.
Yeah.
If you listen on Spotify, when you're done, go back and watch it on YouTube. If
Exactly.
you're watching on YouTube, go back and listen to it on Spotify.
See if we hit any Easter eggs or something.
Do we hide any Easter eggs?
Maybe we do. Maybe we don't. Also,
I wish my lights worked for my display case there,
that would have been sick.
but my
This
lights
chair's
are
really
dead.
squeaky. I'm sorry,
I
audio.
I don't know if you can. You probably can. It'll be fine. Also, you know what bothered me? I don't know if you can. It doesn't bother me, but I've noticed it. So your Star Wars shirt that you're wearing right now has the first. It's the first logo they did for Star Wars.
Yep.
The first poster. Did you notice the difference in the lightsaber? The lightsaber has a hilt like a sword does.
Oh yeah, I noticed that. That's always been weird.
So that's how you want to know if you want the original picture. The original Darth Vader's lightsaber has a hilt on it, like a
Mhm.
sword would.
Yeah, I've always found that really weird. It was like a little saber.
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting. I noticed it on your shirt and I wanted to point it out.
I have like pajama pants, like they're blue and they match like.
You have
the
what pants?
pants?
Pajama.
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 This is not uncultured semantics.
There's podcast number 6, baby. Uncultured semantics.
Just a little tease. We have 2021 rebrand plans in the works, so
I hope
stay
it
tuned
comes
for that.
before 2021. It's not really 2021. It's when Sam decides to get his ass back to Kentucky is when the rebrand happens.
You know about that
And-
though.
I know, because Sam's gonna come back and then you're leaving.
This is the last IRL episode.
So we went all out. I don't know why the hell we went all out. Like, is it worth it? Because it's never gonna happen again.
Is it cool? Yes. Is it annoying? Also, yes.
What would be neat is if you could do it like this. I don't know. It'd be a lot more work. When we do it over Discord, like we have been, if you could pull it up like we have now, like the full screen, when someone's talking, and then show both when we're having a conversation. You know what I mean? Like you're doing here. Yeah. But it would be a lot more work for you to do that, wouldn't it?
No, it'd still be these same buttons.
Oh, well then why the fuck don't we do that?
I mean, I guess we can. It's
I don't know. I think it looks professional. We don't have a Jamie to do it for us.
true. I mean, we could.
Speaking of
If we
Jamie,
feel
I
like
found
it.
out some dicey information about Joe Rogan.
Really?
I don't know if people understand the reference. Jamie is Joe Rogan's
Hmm.
tech guy or whatever.
Jamie, pull that up.
You gotta, Jamie, switch the cam. Thanks, Jamie. I mean Brent. I mean Jamie. I don't know. But anyway, I was talking to my dad about podcasts because my dad likes podcasts. And I was like, oh, you might like the Joe Rogan experience. And he's like, I hate Joe Rogan. And I was like, oh, do you? He's like, he's an ass. He really does not like Joe Rogan. Yeah, and I love Joe Rogan. My brother feels the same. And I was listening to it while we were working on the car. I pulled it up because I didn't want to listen to music. So I pulled up the Joe Rogan experience. I pulled up the episode with Bert Kreischer, which is hysterical. And I hear my mom go, they say fuck a lot. And I was like, I mean, they do, but like, she's like, Ethan, I don't like the language. And I was like, so I had to turn it off. But they're not fans of Joe Rogan. My mom doesn't like Joe Rogan because of the language. He says fuck a lot.
Bruh.
But he doesn't. I don't think she listens to him enough to know. My dad just thinks he's an asshole. Which, he can be. But I personally.
You said you had some dicey news about Jamie.
Did I say Jamie? I meant Joe Rogan.
That's not even dicey news.
It's
about
not
Joe
dicey news.
Rogan.
It's just the news is my dad does not like Joe Rogan. That's it.
That's not even news.
Also, they don't like Elon Musk either.
A lot of people don't like Elon.
Dude, I love Daddy Musk. I'm telling you. I don't know.
I
I don't know if
Musk
this is-
has problems, but I like what he's doing for the world.
Dude, Musk is a genius, an absolute genius. Dude, he's so smart. I'm telling you. He was talking about. So I was listening to the podcast. This was a while ago. The last one that he was on, when he was on the Joe Rogan Experience, and they were talking about his like neurotech, the stuff that to implant in the brain. He thinks it'll be out within a year. This podcast came out about 4 months ago.
Mm.
5 months ago or something. He thinks the base models are going to be going out within a year, and it's supposed to help like with neurological problems and stuff, like huge advancements in science.
That'd be
I
insane.
was like, dude, I would 100% without a question, I would let them put that shit in my brain.
I would not.
Dude,
I would wait
Like,
a while.
I wouldn't even wait. If I got to be a guinea pig, if it was for free to be a guinea pig for an Elon Musk experience, absolutely. Absolutely, I would let him.
You're such
if
a
I
simp.
die,
He won't even like.
dude, if I die for the cause, I
He's-
don't care.
He's not gonna like be able to like, hey Ethan, I'm gonna put this in your brain.
Well, I didn't think Elon Musk himself was gonna do it.
Yeah, but why would you care then if you're not like meeting Elon
It's not
Musk?
no, I don't want to do it so I can meet Elon Musk. I want to do it because the technology and the science behind it is so cool, and so the advancements that he's making are so crazy. I'd love to be a small part of what he's doing, even if it's being a
You'll
guinea
be dead
pig.
before you like.
It's
know
not gonna
it, though.
kill me. There's no way that it's gonna
Putting
kill me.
electricity in your brain that can 100% kill you.
It could kill you, but I trust that they would do enough research that before they do the first human trial, they would at least know. They wouldn't know how it was going to affect them, but they would at least be smart enough to know that it wouldn't kill me. You see what I'm saying? I'm just saying, given the opportunity,
I doubt it. Though.
I would volunteer to let them test out their tech on me.
It's just you.
That's all
You
I'm saying.
kind of know how like scientists are though. So it's like a
Do you think he's
scientist
an evil
are gonna.
genius?
To a degree, like I like Musk, but
I
I
think
think
he-
he's got issues, and I think maybe he'll be. I think maybe he'll be like, "Oh, we can do this," and then like kill America consciously.
He's gonna kill America.
I didn't
will
say you do it on purpose.
I will say I think Elon Musk has the potential to be one of the most dangerous people on the planet.
100%.
With his brains and his money. I'm trying to think. His brains, he has potential to be a supervillain. He could. You know who else? I think that he's just not smart enough. Bezos. Dude, Bezos has the money. Dude, honestly,
I mean, I guess
I don't
he can
like
pay
him.
people to do it. But
that's what I'm
it's
saying. I don't like him. But think about it. If Bezos was as smart as...
You're like a fucking Lex Luthor.
That's what I'm saying. If Bezos was as smart as Elon Musk... Dude, then again, there's also people who say, "Oh, Elon Musk isn't even that smart. He just knows who to pay." I'm like, okay, I'm not saying. He had to get there though. The ideas are his. I'm just saying, Tesla, my goal, my next car will be a Tesla. It will be. That's not a question. That's not a goal. That is fact. My next car will be a Tesla. Because you can get a Tesla for as cheap as almost right around the 30 grand mark.
True.
Right? I just bought a new car 6 months ago. A little over 6 months ago, I got my new car. It's 2018. So I'm going to have this car for a while, right? So by the time I'm looking to buy a new car, I will be able to justifiably afford a Tesla. Because honestly, by the time that I get there, I'm obviously going to be more, I say obviously, hopefully I would be more wealthy than I am now at 22. But also, Teslas will be cheaper and more available to the general public. Because I won't be looking to buy for probably another 5 to 6 years. And I'd love to have a Tesla. I don't care if I buy a 2016 Tesla in 6 years. Actually, it probably wouldn't be any good. But you know what I'm saying. Teslas are so cool. I want a Tesla so bad. I'm just saying.
Yeah, so I can just be chilling, driving, and have some porn on the side.
What the
I'm
fuck?
just chilling. Got my car on autopilot.
You're just gonna have porn on the screen.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, it is linked to Netflix, and Netflix just released basically. They're pornos. They're 2 pornos. We haven't talked about it yet.
Did they?
Yes. You haven't seen the stuff for it?
No.
There's 365 days, and there's a show called Love. 365 days is like, I haven't watched it, but it's like a movie that's a bit more graphic than your typical movie. The sex scenes are a bit more intense.
They actually have peen in them?
I think 365 days does, but Love 100%. Because my friend made me watch. He was like, he came over and he was like, "Ethan, you got to watch this show." He thought it'd be really funny. He's like, "You got to watch this show." I hadn't heard of this one yet. I knew of 365 days. I hadn't heard of Love, and he was like, "You got to watch this. I think you'll like it." And he's like, "You like all that sappy stuff?" He's like, "I think you'll like Love." And I was like, "Okay, throw it on." We threw it on. The opening scene to Love, without warning, it shows like love in big letters. I'm pretty sure, and then it cuts, and then it's just. There's just a dick right on the screen, and then there's a guy laying on his back, and the girl's on top of him, and like they're just going at it, but it shows everything, and but like no warning whatsoever. It just cuts open right.
I know what I'm watching tonight.
Dick, pussy, all of it. It's all in there, and I'm like, okay, Netflix. I mean, it's a Netflix original, which is why it threw me, because I wasn't ready for it. But yeah, Netflix basically has porn now.
It's fucking weird.
It's weird. It's very weird. It threw me for a loop.
Do we have any topics today?
I had saved some shit, but I can't remember if I saved it for this pod or the finance pod or the music pod or all of our other pods.
And you helping out with the music pod?
I mean, when you do a posting one.
Yeah, we're working on, I guess, a little spill the beans. We're working on some more podcasts.
I did have news.
Want to do some shit?
I do have news.
Go ahead, Ethan.
It's news that no one else is going to care about. So this past weekend we had 2 major holidays. 2 big holidays.
Yep.
The smaller of the holiday was July 4th. The other holiday takes place on the same day, but it's much more important. It was Post Malone's birthday. So all I just want to say, happy birthday
God.
to Post Malone. I'm pretty sure he turned
I
25.
hate Ethan so much.
Dude, I'm just saying, I love Post Malone. He's so cute. I love him. I love him so much. He puts out such good music.
It was also my friend Holden's birthday, so shout out to Holden.
Shut up. Fuck Holden.
Shout out Holden. I love you.
Stop. Dude, I say that, but then like my wallpaper's Post Malone.
You're such a simp.
Then my background is a different picture of Post Malone. What news did I have?
I have a piece of news.
Dude, I did start investing in cryptocurrency. The cryptocurrency that I chose to invest in,
Yeah.
it's not Bitcoin. Bitcoin's run its course. They're the pioneers, and it's worth $9,000 also, so I couldn't really afford to invest in Bitcoin. I looked at Ethereum. I don't know how to say it. Ethereum. I don't know how to say it. Something like that. Couldn't afford it. It's also like $250. I could buy in partial shares, but I was like, I want to do something different. Then I learned about my favorite form of cryptocurrency, Dogecoin. And yes, it is based off the super old meme Doge. That is
Old.
It's old. It's still relevant,
Yeah,
but it's
but-
old.
Saying it's old has a connotation of like, oh, you don't remember this meme.
I didn't say you don't remember it. I'm just saying it's old. But I was able to buy into Bitcoin, and I own. Let me see how many Dogecoin. I said Bitcoin, didn't I? Yeah. I do not own Bitcoin. I own Dogecoin. 642 of them,
Jesus.
which is worth a grand total of $1.65, because one Dogecoin is 0.0024 of a cent.
So you bought more since I talked to you?
Yes. What I'm doing, which I think is a good idea, because like, look, it's if you're on the video, you can see the graph that I've pulled up on my phone briefly, but you can tell it is increasing, right?
It just increased right now.
Exactly. It's at a steady increase. Now it's very minimal, very
I
minimal.
just saw it go from 7 to 8.
Yeah, but it went from 0.00257 to 0.002578. So like that's nothing. But anyway, it's been at a steady decline, increase for about a week now. So what I'm doing is every time I buy a share of something, whatever, usually, a share is usually between, it depends, but whatever. But I probably don't have enough buying power to buy a full share to where my total buying power left is at 0. So whatever cents are left, I throw into Dogecoin. So I bought some shares today of, I don't even remember what I bought today. Me and Sam both bought some. We bought Novin. Don't know what it is. Saw on Reddit, someone's like, this is a good buy. And I was like, okay.
This isn't Uncultured Finance.
I know, I'm just saying, I'm just trying to explain. We don't have a lot of introduction topics, so I'm trying to fill some time. Because we never really talk about a movie for an hour, you know what I'm saying? So then, but anyway, what I'm saying is I bought that. I had like 30 or 40 cents left, so I threw 30 to 40 cents, however much was left, in the Dogecoin. That's all I'm saying. It was interesting, but whatever. Big news though. It's political, but we're not going to speak any opinions. It's not opinions. It's just news. It's just news. No
Ethan
opinions.
is 100% the guy to be like, okay, I will not talk politics on the podcast. Get to the podcast. Okay, I have a story real quick. I just want to talk about something. I know we're not supposed to talk about it.
This is not politics. I'm not going to give my opinion on it in either way, in any way since the word. And a little stroke there for a second. Just saying we have a new potential candidate for president. Did you see who?
Kanye 2020.
Kanye West.
That's a joke. I don't endorse Kanye 2020.
You know who does endorse Kanye 2020? Immediately after he said the tweet, Elon Musk is like, he's like, I got you, bro. He's like, I stand with you.
Bro, they were hanging out the other day.
No, it's my favorite duo right now is Elon Musk and Kanye West.
Did you see people getting mad at Dr. Dre because he owns like, I don't know, like 100 pair of Nike ones, Nike Air Force Ones or something?
Why are they mad about that?
Because there's people that were like, because he's got one pair for each of the days or something, and people were like, damn, you really spent $40,000 on shoes when that could have went to the needy.
That's
Like-
so stupid.
Like, bro, he's got the money already.
I
Like,
hate that argument. They're like,
you can't
so
spend
is
your
everyone
money
who,
because
so are you like, because like it doesn't matter if you're wealthy and you spend $40,000 on shoes. You can say the same thing about like,
People
if I
act
go
like
if I go and buy a pop that's $8, you can be like, oh, that's ridiculous. He could have donated $8.
people
It
act
doesn't
like
matter if
Dr.
you're.
Dre doesn't have multiple charities.
What I'm
Pretty sure he
saying
does a
is,
lot of stuff for Compton.
it doesn't matter though. The point, it's his money. He's not obligated to donate. If he wants to spend his $40,000 that he earned on $40,000 worth of shoes, go ahead. It's his right to spend $40,000 on shoes.
Mhm.
He doesn't have to donate his money. It doesn't matter. And most of these people who complain about rich people not donating their money
Don't
probably
really
don't donate
themselves.
either, or they're probably not donating it.
Because they're gonna
The
be like,
amount
oh,
that
I
these-
don't have the amount of money, so why would I donate? Well,
It's like who was it?
you're s-
That, who was this was months ago. I can't remember who the hell it was. It may have been Jeff Bezos, and I don't like defending him.
yeah,
but
it was the whole
he was-
Bezos
But
situation.
he donated like it's like 1 or 2 million, maybe somewhere in between. We'll just call it 1.5. That could be wrong or
And-
right. I don't
yeah,
know.
and people always
like, he
wanna
donated,
bring
like,
up
1.5
his net worth.
Well, he's like, he donated $1.5 billion, and then people, or $1.5 million, and people were like, oh well, yeah, well, when you look at his net worth, that's like 0.02%
Also, I
of how
hate
much
the
he's
net
worth.
worth
I'm
argument
like,
'cause that's not always how much they have in their bank account.
yeah, I know, but the point is, like, they're like, oh well, he donated $1.5 million, but that's only, 0.03 of how much he has or whatever. Something. That's not exact numbers. That's me talking about out my ass. But they're like, that's the equivalent of your average person donating 0.2 cents or something. I'm like, okay, yeah, well, you know what? The average person donating 0.2 cents isn't as much as he still donated.
Mhm.
He still donated $1.5 million.
Yeah, I'm just
So
gonna-
like, how is yeah, it's a minuscule amount of what he has. Absolutely it is. It's a tiny amount of what he has. But that's not the point. The point is he still donated $1.5 million or something. It was over $1 million. He donated over $1 million, and people have the audacity to complain about him donating money.
yeah.
Like, okay, if say I'm rich and I donate $1 million, and people are like, oh, you should have donated more, and you complain about my donation, you know what that's gonna make me want to do? Not donate anymore, because if I donate and it's not what you think I should donate, then you're just gonna complain. So shut the fuck up, and just
See.
how about yeah, sure, it wasn't hardly anything compared to what he has, but it's still a huge donation. So maybe be like next time, oh, well, thank you for your donation. We appreciate it. And it pushes up, like, you see a billionaire donate $1 million. It's going to inspire maybe other people who have money to donate more money. The point is, like, don't shit someone for donating how little or how big it is, no matter how much money they have. They donated nonetheless. Whether it was for a tax break, which it probably was, but like whatever, it doesn't. The point he still gave any amount of money to a charity of some sorts. Why can't you just accept the fact that he donated money? Why do you have to complain about literally everything? And that doesn't just go for him. That goes for everyone. That'd be like me donating. And like I donate $20, and they're like, "Oh, well, you're worth X amount of money.
Yeah.
And you could have donated $50. Shut the fuck up!
All
I
right,
donated. You know
look,
what I mean?
So
I'm
my
just saying.
my thing is, it's
It
like
just makes me angry.
if I had a lot of money, obviously I'm donating a lot of it to charity. I
You
would
say
want
that.
to. No, listen, I'll donate a lot of it to charity, and I'm also gonna buy stupid shit. But I'm not going to spend all of my money. So there are gonna be a lot of people like, oh yeah, you have $4 million, donate it. Like, no, I'm saving my money just in case something bad happens. Is it bad to save your money? If people act like the people that are rich have to donate all their money to charity. Is it bad for me to want to save money for mortgages, my family?
Yeah,
or-
to be fair though, it's more so. I don't think they're talking about like regular millionaires, which I get it. I mean, just Jeff Bezos is kind of a bad example because he's part of like the 1%.
Yeah, but people are getting mad at Dr. Dre though. Like he's not.
I know I'm
like,
talking about that. I'm just saying like the 1%, like the wealthy.
I get
like,
the 1%
like the
thing.
extreme people who could lose like hundreds of millions of dollars and then like it's not even a dent. I get kind of complaining that they don't like. I was just defending. I wasn't really defending. I wasn't defending Jeff Bezos. I'm just saying, don't shit on donations, no matter who it is. Because like if he didn't donate anything, you probably wouldn't have said anything, or less people would have than when he donates a small amount and then you complain that he could have donated more. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's that he shouldn't have donated more, but you know what I mean? It's just annoying when people donate and then people just complain about it.
Yeah, I guess I just mean it's just like because people were complaining about Dr. Dre, so like normal like millionaires, like artists or something. Like I want to donate a lot to charity. It's like I also would like to save my money, and there's gonna be people that are mad that you save your money or something. You don't donate at all. Like you always need that rainy day fund kind of thing, even if you are rich.
But also, I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna get shit from this because I've gotten shit for saying this shit before. Like, no, I might say it. Like, from a personal, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say it. Just like, if I earn that money, it's my money. I'm not saying I wouldn't donate, but then again, on the other hand, a lot of the people, especially the 1%, don't necessarily earn all of that money. They either come from money, or they got their money in maybe not dirty ways, or they're getting their money from taking advantage of other people. So it's kind of different. So like when it comes to like the 1% people and stuff like that, it's a little bit different. So like Jeff Bezos was probably a bad example, but I think I got my point across, as in just if someone donates, just maybe just don't shit for any amount of donation, especially when it's still a large donation in comparison. Because even though in comparison to the rest of the money that he has, it's a small amount, but in comparison to the rest amount of donations, it is a very large amount, which also is kind of shitty when you think about it. Now that I think about it, if his massive donation is a small amount of what he has, he probably could have donated more. See, now I'm going back and forth. But do you see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
I probably am just going on, and
it's a weird topic to touch
just,
on.
I get back like it, but like I go back and forth on that one. I don't even know how the fuck we got. Oh, we were talking about Dr. Dre buying $40,000. My point is, Dr. Dre, he does have charities and shit, and point being, it's his $40,000. If he wants to spend his $40,000 on $40,000 worth of shoes for him, fucking power to you, man. Do it. Dude, if I had $40,000 to blow, I'd probably buy a bunch of stupid shit too. Like, I love my pops. I'd probably buy a shit ton of pop. Probably not $40,000 worth of pops, but like, I'm sure I could easily find $40,000 worth of shit to buy. But then again, now that I think about it, 40,000 is like a new Tesla. Like, not top tier model, but like his shoe collection, part of his shoe collection is worth a mid tier Tesla. Yeah. So when you put it like that, that's a lot of fucking shoes. But still, I don't know. Money's weird. I don't understand money.
Yeah, it's weird. Inflation's something I'll never understand.
Dude, okay, don't get me started.
Yeah,
I was listening to a finance podcast about why cryptocurrency is the next big thing and why money's bad because we get away from the gold standard. So gold standard, you have X amount of gold, and the value of gold goes up and down. But still, you can't create more gold. There's only X amount of gold, but we can create more money. So the more money we create, the less the value goes down. But the more money we create, the less the value of the money, the actual, printed money goes down. But the value of the gold goes up because it's more desirable. I don't know if that's the exact terminology, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like Bitcoin's the same way, because Bitcoin, there is X amount of Bitcoin. You can't create more Bitcoin, you can't take less Bitcoin. Move your hand off the fucking camera. I've been watching it for like a minute. It has been driving me nuts. But so like Bitcoin, I believe I could be wrong, but I'm like 90% sure. There's like 21 million Bitcoin. There can't be more, there can't be less. It stays at 21 million. That's the amount of Bitcoin there are. But one Bitcoin, the value of a Bitcoin goes up and down. So like if I own one Bitcoin, when the value goes up, the amount of money in my pocket goes up. Does that make sense? So like right now, Bitcoin is worth somewhere around $9,000. If it goes up, and I have one Bitcoin, for example, if the value of Bitcoin goes up to $10,000, I now have $10,000 in Bitcoin because I owned one Bitcoin. The amount of Bitcoin I own stays the same, but the value goes up. If I have $1 and the value of the dollar goes down and it costs more money to buy something, then I still have $1, but it's worth less. Does that make sense? So like when we print more money, the value of the dollar is less. But so like if I have $1, the value of that dollar can go down. Even though it's technically still $1, the stuff gets more expensive. But if I have a Bitcoin and the value of the Bitcoin changes, it goes up. I still have one Bitcoin, but it's worth more money. I think what I said doesn't make sense because I think I may have said it wrong. But I don't know. Cryptocurrency is super interesting. I just started learning about it a little bit ago. I concur you did the same. Concur is not the right word at all. I implore you to do the same because it's super interesting.
Sure.
Whether or not you want to get in on it or not is your choice. But it's an interesting topic to learn about.
All right.
I don't know if we have any more news.
We have a piece of news.
Oh,
So apparently Michael Bay was wanting to make a pandemic movie. Because of course Michael Bay was. And whether
Can we talk about?
You always fucking interrupt.
Sorry.
me,
Go
God
ahead.
damn.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, but I don't know. I think it was based off of this pandemic because it sounds like a very Michael Bay thing to do. But he was gonna start filming, but apparently some Actors Guild or something has deemed it illegal to do so. Maybe not illegal is the right word, but they're saying no, that they're not filming the movie right now. Michael Bay's like, but it was just kind of interesting. I saw that on Snapchat. I think it was from a Dom IGN story. But I thought it was kind of interesting, like the way that films are kind of working right now.
Jesus.
Guilds are kind of stopping production on a lot of things.
That's pretty cool.
Shout out to our boys.
That's pretty
Film on
cool.
the Rocks.
I was
dude.
just going through their Instagram stories, Film on the Rocks, because he just sent me a DM. So I'm sure they'll listen to this because they actually usually listen to ours, which we appreciate.
We love
But
you.
they are the 56th ranked TV and film review podcast on Apple right now, so that's pretty exciting for them. So congratulations to them because they're as new as we are, and they're making grounds a lot faster than we are. But
Shout out, man.
power to them.
we
That's
love
awesome.
those guys
That's
so
actually
much.
really cool.
Congrats.
Congrats to
I
them.
feel
Film on
really
the
happy.
Rocks.
It's like when your little brother like graduates
I
from
would
high school.
describe them as our little brother.
You get what I mean.
I know what you're trying to say. Brent, if you forget to cut this out, I swear to God. Anyway, cancel culture. I don't know if that was a good segue or not, but Brent told me we weren't allowed to talk about it, but I want to talk about it. I just want to talk about who's been canceled this week.
Can we just-
Shane
Can we just
Shane
get,
Dawson.
Can we get like a wraparound to that point I said earlier? Ethan's like, we're not allowed to talk about this. I'm gonna talk about it.
I just want to say who's been canceled. Shane Dawson's been canceled. Jenna Marbles has been canceled. Gabby Hanna. I don't think Gabby Hanna was canceled. I think she just kind of stopped doing YouTube. I don't know. I just saw a video of her screaming about high schoolers, and then she deleted everything. So I don't know really what happened there. David Dobrik put out an apology video, but I don't think you can cancel David Dobrik. I have no issues with him. I don't know what his apology video is about. It was about something. I don't know. All I know is I'm not going to hold back on the Shane thing. I don't want to talk about what happened because I'm sure everyone knows what happened. But honestly, I'm just going to say fuck Shane Dawson.
I don't
Like-
I don't like cancel culture, but it's a very fine line. It's like sometimes it is okay for like fucked up people.
Oh,
And I think
absolutely.
in Shane Dawson's case,
Shane
I
Dawson should
kinda-
have been canceled.
I kind of agree with it.
No, Shane
Because
Dawson.
when you start to bring in what he did, I draw the line.
Oh,
at
his
that
was
shit.
absolutely inexcusable.
I'm
it's
okay with
sh-
edgy jokes because I know
Exactly,
it's a
that's my
different it's a
point.
different time 10 years ago, but there's certain things I have to draw the line.
See, I
And a
think
lot of what he's being canceled for, I agree. I agree. That he needs to be canceled. Maybe not canceled because that's such a fucking stupid term, but like
he needs to not be
I
allowed
agree
to make
with the
content
backlash
anymore.
that he's getting for
Yes.
a lot of the shit.
So
he
like to bounce off of what you said, without bringing in specifics of anything, with the whole cancel culture thing, one, I think we need to understand people make mistakes, people slip up, people also change. There's probably a lot of shit that I've said in the past that could maybe potentially get me canceled, but also I'm only 22. I was a fucking dumbass in high school. Probably said some shit I shouldn't have. But you know who else said some shit they shouldn't have? Literally every single high schooler out there.
See, that's why I don't agree with cancel culture. 'Cause
Especially when it's
everyone
so
changes.
far back.
And in high
Especially-
school, almost everyone has said stupid stuff in high school, especially
But
things
also,
we're not
who-
supposed to say.
like,
because
what-
you're in
there's-
an environment. So for people to get canceled for just jokes, most jokes is just kind of dumb. But
That's
there
what I'm
are,
saying.
like I said, there are like a very small amount of things that are a definite no from me that will never support. That will
Exactly.
never be okay with it being a joke because it's very clearly.
Well, here's the
not
thing,
something
though.
you joke
Shane
about.
Dawson's wasn't a joke. Shane Dawson's was an act, and he did it. And there's blatant evidence that he did it. There's straight up a video, and like, I mean, absolutely, it's like it's not canceled. It's court time. Like
Yeah.
he should be possibly charged. Fuck, what were we talking about? That phone call threw me off. Okay, I want to talk about that phone call really quick. Actually, no. We're going to go back to the phone call that I just got. I want to finish what I was saying about the cancel culture. So, shit, we were talking about Shane Dawson. Fuck Shane Dawson. Here's how fuck Shane Dawson I am. We had just ordered merch, Shane Dawson merch, and it came in, and then he got canceled, and then I saw what he got canceled for, and I looked into it to make sure. I was like, because, there's a ton of accusations. And then it did not take much digging to figure out, oh, this isn't an accusation. This is just what happened, and it's disgusting, and I don't know. I mean, I was shocked when I heard about it, but, like, blatant evidence, so I'm not going to defend it at all. We returned it. We returned it. We're not giving him a penny of our money. The shit we had, we're getting rid of. Because we had some, I think Blair had some merch of his as well, but we're getting rid of it. Because fuck Shane Dawson. Like, legit. I'm not even gonna. Usually can't, but like, like you were saying, some things weren't being canceled. Like, stop. But like, he absolutely warrants being canceled. Like, it's not even canceled. He should be prosecuted at this point.
The fact that people like Onision and stuff.
Onision should also be prosecuted.
Didn't even barely get canceled, let alone go to court.
No, Onision should also be prosecuted for grooming children, literal children. Yep. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting.
Like, Chris Hansen was investigating him for a while, and then it just kind of stopped.
And then they tried to cancel Chris Hansen?
Yeah, people are getting really mad. Like, there's a lot of stupid YouTube documentaries about why Chris Hansen's stupid now or something like that.
No, I don't care. No. Anyway, back to cancel culture. Like I was saying, some things warrant an apology video. Like, maybe a racist joke. Or a joke in something made in poor taste. Maybe, when you made the joke was in a different time, but it's definitely offensive now. Maybe just address it. But, like, I don't think it's fair to cancel someone's whole career over one clip of comment. Like, Jimmy Fallon, I don't know if he got canceled or not. Was it Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel? I think it was Jimmy Fallon. I don't want to call it the wrong one. One of them, I don't remember who it was specifically. It was on SNL. And wrap it up.
The whole point of doing a symbol is so
they don't see it. Anyway, yeah, but I mean, he got canceled for like doing a blackface skit on SNL, but it was like 23 years ago. It was a totally different time, and also it was on SNL. It wasn't, it was a group choice to do that skit, to record it, to air it.
I don't like SNL anyway.
But you get what I'm saying though. Canceling his whole career for like a poor skit 30 years ago or 23 years ago or whatever seems like a bit much to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying maybe you don't address it, but like, don't need to cancel someone's whole career over it. But anyway, I want to talk about this phone call that I just got. Hopefully Brent cuts it out if he remembers, but we'll see. I got a phone call. And I knew it was probably a telemarketer or something. But have you ever gotten one? And they've adapted to where it has the audio sensors in it, to where it responds when you respond. No. Oh my god. So it's so that you don't hang up, so you think it's a real person, but you can tell by what they say.
Because I heard him say, like, you there?
Yeah, because when he said, "Are you there?" I was like, maybe it is a real person, because he said hello. So I answered and I was like, hello, and it was like, and then there was a really bad joke, and it was like, glad you picked up. I was getting my answering voice. My answering machine voice ready. And I was like, who is this? And then there was a long pause because the computer was trying to read what I said so it could put together an appropriate response, and was like, my name is Steve something. We need your address because we are going to mail out petitions. And then I was like, and I didn't say anything at all because I wanted to see if it would keep going. And then when that sentence was finished, I didn't say anything, and then it just paused, and he was like, you there? And I was like, hello? And he was like,
that's fucking
hello.
Terrifying.
It is, because like, what the fuck? But it drives me nuts. See, now, like, I want to just leave my phone, go to voicemail, but some people don't leave voicemails anymore, so I always answer it. But then half the time it's a telemarketer, and if you answer it, then you get more call, and it's just an endless cycle of telemarketers and fuck telemarketers. It's not even a telemarketer, it's just an automated message.
I don't know why that's fucking terrifying to me right now. Like, robots are fucking creepy.
Remember I got one I think it was the last time we did the pod, or it was when I did it when we did it at your place, the IRS one. I don't think actually
Oh
we
yeah.
weren't recording when it happened, but we were like playing a game or something. But it was like hello, your social security number has been deactivated, which can't happen. First of all, is not a thing, and it was also in a really thick Indian accent, and I was like, there's no way this is real. So just to be safe, I googled the number. There was no number on record, but it was a Washington D.C. area code, which you can mimic, which is I'm sure what they were doing. Because I listened to the whole message, and it asks for you to verify your social security number and your address so that they don't deactivate it. I'm like, that's so shitty. Because if you like obviously, I feel like I want to say you have to be stupid to fall for that, but also you don't necessarily have to be stupid. You have to be ignorant. But like, you could ruin someone's life by that.
And there's some old grandmas that just don't really
Exactly.
understand.
That just don't
Yeah.
understand, or someone who's freaking out, or maybe I don't know, but you know what I mean. Like, how many people do you think have actually possibly given them their social security number? Probably a lot. I don't know. I just thought it was crazy. We can start talking about the movie now. I just thought it was, no, we can go. Continue.
All right. Before we talk about this week's movie, here's
Actually-
a word.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt you again, but literally, it's so weird. It's so weird. I just got a notification on my phone. I'm sorry, it made me think of it. So, me and Sam were talking the other day. We were texting about it, and me and Sam have been a kick. We've been learning a bunch of different things. We've been doing the stocks, and then we've been learning about Bitcoin and stuff. And he's been recommending books to me. Basically, we've been on a big, more Sam than me, but we've both been on a pretty big learning kick. And we were talking about learning another language. And I was like, I was learning Spanish at one point, like through Duolingo, and I kept at it for about 3 months, and then I stopped. And I was like, I want to try again. This conversation happened 2 days ago over text. I hadn't gotten a notification from Duolingo in over a month and a half. Yesterday, I got a notification from Duolingo. Today, I got a notification from Duolingo. The day after, I
You
had a
realize
conversation
it's called
over...
Duolingo, right?
Whatever. Whatever. Am I crazy, though, or is that weird?
That's 100%.
I know, but isn't it weird? Like, how
That's 100% targeted ads.
how is
though.
that legal, though? Because it was through my text message. It wasn't through anything
It's
I
not
searched.
supposed to be legal.
Like, it wasn't through search, because, like, on searching, technically it's legal if you allow the cookies, which most people do. That I get.
No, but there's
But, like,
so
through
many
my text
instances
messages,
of,
I
like,
did not say... What?
There's so many instances of a microphone like just picking up something and getting ads for it. Like I'm sure we could be talking right now and I could
Facebook's the worst at it.
I
That's
could
why I
be-
refuse to use Facebook.
I could say right now like I want to go buy some Legos. Actually, I like Legos anyway. So what would be something like
Literally test it. We should test it right now. Let's test it next week. We'll report. Say some
say
crazy
I want to
shit.
get some Jamba Juice. Be like, hey, I
That's
wanna
too
go get some-
specific. They don't make Jamba Juice ads. You gotta
They
find
do.
something generic that you normally wouldn't look
Let's
up.
go to Applebee's.
There aren't any Applebee's in the area. You're not gonna get targeted
Yeah,
ads.
there
for
are.
Applebee's. You gotta find something that usually targeted ads.
Well, I don't
Actually, you know what targeted ads are my favorite? The T-shirts on Facebook.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about? It was
God,
like,
I hate
but it was
those.
like I'm a Redman.
I hate
and
those so
much. Or it's like I'm a Capricorn and
I was born in September, so we get ass.
Have you seen like the super specific ones that are like job specific?
Yeah.
It was like not just anyone can be a cable installer. It was like it takes a real man. And he's like, but I'm not just a cable installer. I'm also a cable installer and a Capricorn. And if you mess with my daughter, I'll chop you up with an axe. It's
They're
like
so
super
stupid. I hate
super specific. My mom sent one in the group chat, and it was like, oh, I can't remember. It was specific to her having kids, how awesome her kids are, and how awesome of an August or a April, like she has an April birthday. So she's like, moms who have April birthdays really love their kids. And then she sent it in the group chat, and she's like, it's true. And I'm like, Mom, get the fuck off Facebook. So then when that happened, me and my brothers, we all looked up like super ridiculous targeted ads and sent them. This was forever ago. I pulled up and read them. But I just thought it was funny. But like my mom gets those all the time because she's on Facebook a lot.
Yeah, I use Facebook a lot. There's a lot. Of
But
good
I've always
memes
wanted
there.
to get like some of the fake targeted shirts.
No, but
They're
it's like every
so
time I'm
funny.
looking something up online, if I'm looking up like a new mixer or something, I'll get an ad for a new mixer. It's just dumb. Or if I'm looking up
Dude,
some
like for real though, like
heat packs.
well, here's another one though. So after since me and Sam started doing we started trading stocks and stuff on Robinhood. There's a bunch of different apps and stuff. I've gotten ads for stock market apps and trading apps like crazy, like all over Instagram and stuff. Instagram and Reddit. Reddit's a little bit different because on Reddit, I followed some of the subreddits that pertain to it, so that makes sense. Instagram, I've changed nothing at all, and I get a ton of targeted ads on Netflix on Instagram, which I thought was weird because I also rarely use Instagram as it is, and I haven't followed anyone related to that. I just got ads for it. Now Sam's gotten a bunch on TikTok, but I haven't. I've started to, but I think it's because Sam has been sending them to me, and I've been watching them and liking them, and then it shows up, which I thought was odd because TikTok is being deemed one of the most dangerous apps right now because of the amount.
I saw that, but I don't know why.
Because of it uses your camera all the time, but also it's super interesting. So it uses your camera all the time. Usually your camera is on when you're on TikTok, like not when you're making a TikTok. Like if you are scrolling through it, your camera is typically on. You can check it in your settings. You can check when your camera kicks on, like what apps you use. Your most used is usually the camera app and or Snapchat for most people because it auto kicks on when you have Snapchat, which makes sense. TikTok, my camera usage is super high on TikTok, and I have never made a TikTok. I only scroll on it, but my camera usage is really high, so that means it's on all the time or often when I'm on it, which is super illegal. On the new iOS update, though, there's going to be a little indicator that indicates whenever your camera's on.
I'm hyped for that.
So, whatever apps that thing kicks on.
There's one for, your mic, too, I think.
That I didn't give it permission for is gonna be uninstalled, which is gonna make me sad because I'm probably gonna uninstall TikTok, but I love TikTok.
Say what you want about, iOS and how they're, restrictive. There's, some things I kind of like the new update's gonna make it to where you can make your default browser into to a different one, but there's
What browser do you use?
I just use Safari.
Dude.
I mean, I like Chrome, but...
No. DuckDuckGo is where it's at.
What?
DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo does not use cookies. It doesn't save any of your information. It's the safest search engine out there. Also, if you search for a website and it's usually on Google or whatever. If you search for something on DuckDuckGo and you click on that site and the site's not safe, it prevents you from going to it. So if you still want to go to it, you can just click over to Safari, but it has that preventative measure that, if you accidentally click something or you weren't sure if you want to use the website or whatever, it doesn't let you do it, which is super cool. So I use DuckDuckGo for everything now. I don't use Safari unless it's for I'm ordering something because there are some apps or some websites that it won't use because they use cookies or whatever. I'm not sure exactly how it works. So I think one of the apps that I order or one of the websites that I order stuff on sometimes isn't allowed on DuckDuckGo because of some of the privacy settings on it. So I go to Safari to use it, but it lets you know what websites track your information, which is super neat. Anyway, continue what you were saying.
I was just gonna say that I like that they don't allow every browser; they just allow a few. And one Apple guy was kind of talking about how they just want to take preventative measures. Some companies, there's a lot of apps that will say yeah, I have a browser in me, so go ahead and let me use it, but they'll just use a lot of your stuff. So they're being because you could have Clash of Clans and be oh, I have a browser, so I will be your default browser, but they're kind of not allowing that. They're just letting the major ones kind of be Google Chrome, DuckDuckGo, stuff like that be your default browser. I kind of you could say it's a little bit anti-consumer, but I like that they're still trying to take that stance of being safe for everything. So I like Apple. I think
that's why I switched.
Android, everyone likes Android. It's oh, you can do more stuff on it. It's do you need to do that stuff? For me, I don't.
See,
they're adding widgets now, but
widgets I think are going to be super cool.
Yeah, but I did Android. Everyone's you can add widgets. I don't care though. I had Android and I barely used them. There's so many things.
I use the widgets all the time.
There's so many things people say they use Android for, that's fine.
It's more customizable, but also
it has. Do you need that though? I know
it has
Android,
a back door.
People like Android because it's easier to hack and get illegal shit.
Exactly.
I've gotten music illegally. Everyone.
Brandon, you can't stop. You have to. Cut that out.
But
Frank, cut that out. Frank, cut that out.
but it's like, is it that?
What was that
important, though?
fucking website? Oh, the one that destroyed everyone's mother's computers. What was it called? LimeWire. It's like you're like, oh yeah, I want that, and like all the songs were named like down dot with dot the dot
Yeah.
sickness dot disturb dot xfm some http whatever. Like they're all like super long scroller underscore shit whatever. Man,
All right, though.
those the good old days.
Before we get to our main
There's
topic,
so much more I want to talk about. We need to do just bonus episodes and stuff. I don't know.
Before we get to our main topic, here's a word from our sponsor. All right, boys. The time
Actually,
is
you wanna do me
finally.
a favor real quick? I'm sorry. Well, you can keep this in there. Hand me my Surface. I'm gonna pull up just the actors' names and stuff.
I know most of.
Unclick it. Unclick it.
Why?
No.
I know most.
It's like the ad on it's an ad on literally any freaking CW show. CW has super hardcore sponsored by Microsoft. Have you seen
Oh
it?
yeah. Like all the
Oliver
Flash
Queen's
and
like
shit.
Oliver's like, let me look something up real quick.
It do be like that though. It really-
Convenient.
it really do be.
Wow, that's crazy. Let me
Alright.
just. Wow, that's crazy. Oh, we gotta go. I just thought it was funny. You can talk. Go ahead. I have to pull out the service.
All right, boys. It's finally time. We're gonna talk about Hamilton.
Can we talk about the Surface real quick?
You always want to fucking talk about.
I just want to say, I just think it's funny, like, because we were off. I don't know if Brent's gonna cut it because he always forgets. But we were we were talking about how Microsoft is a super big sponsor of the CW and all the CW shows. I just think it's hysterical because I pulled out my service so that I could look up some stuff for the pod. But anyway, shit, what was I saying?
They
all use the Surface. I just think it's hysterical. Like Felicity Smoke will be like doing some super high tech shit on like a $400 Surface, and she's like, yeah, I'm like,
Yeah,
there's no way that
I
thing
can't
can
even
handle.
download a fucking game on there.
I was gonna say, there's no way that thing can fucking handle that shit. Like,
Actu-
absolutely not. Like, not the portable ones. They just can't. Anyway, I just think it's fun. Okay.
All right, so a little backstory, right? Hamilton's been one of my favorite things
No.
For,
internet,
like,
motherfucker.
2 or 3 years or so. I fucking love Hamilton. It's my favorite musical next to like La La Land, Greatest Showman. Fucking sue me. Everyone hates that movie.
Who hates The Greatest Showman?
A lot of people.
Why? Oh my god, I hate musicals and I love that movie.
It's so good, but I've always had a really soft spot towards Hamilton. Like,
Dude,
not to mention I've
dude,
done.
the soundtrack slaps.
Yeah, we'll get into it, but I did a lot of like Hamilton stuff when I was in choir for my senior year. I thought that was pretty sick.
You were in
And-
choir?
Choir was fucking lit. I thought I was gonna hate it in
You were
sixth
in
grade.
choir?
In sixth grade, I was like,
Bro.
"Oh, this is for girls. I'm gonna hate it."
Yeah, that's how all the boys that were in
Yeah,
choir.
and then I
were.
fucking loved it. It stuck with it my entire school life. But I've always fucking loved Hamilton. I've always loved the writing, everything about it. I've listened to the soundtrack. I don't know, maybe 50 times or more, maybe
I haven't
close to
listened to it
100.
that much.
And it's so good, dude. And it's always clicked with me because I've always had very existential fears of legacy and time. Like, no fucking joke. I've always had so much of an irrational fear for both of those. So existential. So it was really nice to have this play that kind of like focused on a lot of that. And I'm not saying, oh, I'm Alexander Hamilton. I'm quirky.
Alexander Hamilton. Alexander Hamilton.
But it's like it always really stuck out to me because that's exactly how I feel on a lot of things. So like finally being able to watch this, I almost saw it in Chicago one time. It wouldn't have been the original cast, but I was going to, and then things happened and they sold out. But being able to finally watch this was fucking amazing.
Dude, it was so good. I'm not a musical guy. I just don't typically like musicals and stuff. I like seeing them. I take that back. So my high school did a lot, and a lot of my friends were in theater, so I'd go and see almost all the shows. I like actively going to see them. I've never been a huge fan of watching musicals.
Yeah.
But
I
like,
love music.
I really liked The Greatest Showman. I thought was fantastic. I haven't seen La La Land. I want to. I've heard
Oh,
it's
it's
really good.
fantastic.
But I loved Hamilton. Like holy, the filmography was incredible.
Dude,
For filming it
I love the way like
in a theater,
yeah,
I didn't think it
there's
was going
so
to be
many-
that good.
sorry, there's so many camera angles in it that obviously
I didn't think they were going to be able to get.
Yeah, it was the stage. So the thing behind it is, the original cast wrapped up their last show in like 2017, I think. And the last show they did with the original cast, they filmed it. There was still an audience there, I guess, but they had a lot of rows taken out for like cameras and stuff like that. So they filmed the last show, and it had been sitting there for just ever, for a long time. And my guess is Disney bought Fox, and it was like, oh shit,
Disney
we
bought
own
Fox?
Hamilton.
Since when does Disney buy anything?
Disney buys things?
They only own like what, 95% of the entertainment industry. It's weird.
Well, no, but it seems like they bought Fox and like, oh shit, we have Hamilton. So I think they put it together and they did it. Lin-Manuel Miranda's been supportive of it on
Dude,
Twitter,
what?
but it always
You put all those words together.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
There you go.
He's been very supportive of it on Twitter, talking like being hyped about it. He could inside be like, I didn't want to release it, but who knows? Who knows the story? From what I can see publicly, it looks like a positive thing. They just wanted to do Hamilton, but there's always that inside being like Disney probably forced them to put out Hamilton, but whatever. It's really hyped to have it. It's been a huge part of my life for a long time, and I've already watched it a couple times since it's been out. It's nice to have it like in my home to be able to finally watch it. Because even if you go out to a theater and watch it, like to watch the play, it's not the original cast, which you'll still get enjoyment out of it because the writing's good. And I'm sure the other cast do their best job, but it still won't be that original great cast. So to be able to have that cast on video is just great.
I thought it was fantastic. Man, I really liked the soundtrack. I listened to the soundtrack multiple times, not nearly as many as you. When it got released, I listened to it because it was the big thing. Everybody was talking about it, so I listened to it. I was like, "It's pretty good. It's pretty good." Also, Watsky was on one of the tracks. I think he was on the interlude, so he wasn't in the film because he did the thing, and they didn't play it on the Disney one. But that's the main reason I listened to it because I really like Watsky, and he did one of the songs. But then I listened to the rest of it.
Joyner, they did like a mixtape for a lot of it, and Joyner was like on a rendition of My Shot, I think, or something. There, because they did a lot of like little mixtapes for it leading up to. They had a lot of rappers get on there. And they did some cool stuff.
Sorry, I had to fart. But I mean, it was a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. It was a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. I watched it twice.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
I went back and watched it. Went back and watched it again. I mean, the first time I watched it with my friend after we went out. So, maybe a little bit intoxicated when I watched it. And I fell asleep a little bit through it. But it was good enough to where I was like, hey, I know I didn't finish it, but I want to. And I went back and I didn't just fast forward to where I was. I just rewatched the whole thing. And it's like 2.5 hours long.
Yeah,
It's a long one, but shit.
I was chilling at Josh's house, and I was
Just
watching.
vibing.
Yeah, I was just
DJ
vibing.
Joshy Josh. What's his? Is it?
I don't know how to say. I always say Elucid, but apparently it's like Euclid.
It's Euclid. It's a. I forgot what.
It's some philosopher's name.
Yeah, philosopher. Shout out to Euclid.
Yeah, shout out, check him out on Instagram.
I'm gassy.
He's in on our Instagram. He's tagged in the Sonic picture because he was on
Is
that
he?
episode. Yeah.
Oh, he was.
So check
That
him
was
out.
one of our better episodes, I think.
Yeah, I like the Sonic episode.
I mean, we're gonna have to do guests when you leave.
Sure.
Because you're not gonna be allowed to be on it anymore. So I need all the passwords and everything.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I understand. I'm giving everything over to you.
Everything, like the equipment too.
I guess if I'm contractually binded.
Even your PC, your personal PC, that we sometimes record on, the monitors and everything. Do I get the stew that's in the apartment too?
Yeah, if you want to go over there and record and vibe, I can't really stop you.
Can I? Okay, so I have everything then.
Yeah.
Awesome. Hang on, I'm just gonna make an eBay
I feel like
listing.
I just wrote my will.
I need to make an eBay listing real quick.
No, but I have
All of Brent's stuff, starting bid, $0.
I don't know if I'd call them criticisms, but I have a couple things that were just like off to me. So, like I said, I've listened to the soundtrack so many times. So I guess I went in hoping or just expecting that I was going to get like, oh, the things I've never heard, the dialogue.
Yeah,
Like the unheard stuff, the unseen. I thought I was going to go in and get it. There was only a couple moments that weren't in the soundtrack.
Yeah, it
And
was
those
very
moments
much
hit,
if
but
that's the yeah, I get what you're saying. It was very much if you sat down and listened to the soundtrack, from beginning to end,
that's the whole play.
that was the whole play. There wasn't really anything extra. You just got a visual to it, which was good.
Mhm.
I'm with you. I would have thought that there would have been a little bit more. But then again, if there was more, you know how long that would have been?
I didn't grasp that the soundtrack was like 2.5 hours. Or actually, it was like the movie was like 240 or something, with credits and shit. But the whole thing, it's weird, right? Because listening to the soundtrack, you assume there's more because it sounds so janky. Like,
But
and
no, it just goes
this
from
isn't
one
too
song to the next.
yeah, it's not too much of a criticism because I still think it's a masterclass of theater. You listen to it and you're like, oh, there's a cut in between. There's a time jump. There's probably going to be some talking, and there's really not. There's like two things that weren't in the soundtrack, which, like I said, they both fucking like hard. Like there's one spoilers for Hamilton. Oh, my camera is oof.
Super behind. Just switch to me. We're good.
He is.
Is he stuck?
Yeah,
Is our boy stuck?
Brent Cam's dead.
Is it stuck for good? Good.
I don't know. Brent Cam's dead, bro.
Rip Brent Cam.
Yeah, rip Brent Cam.
Damn.
But spoilers for Hamilton if you haven't seen it. It came out in like 2015, 2016 or something. If you haven't watched it, it's fucking amazing. I highly recommend everyone. I know there's a lot of haters of it online, which is understandable. I get the whole criticism of when something becomes popular, you know. I get when something becomes popular, you want to hate on it, and I get it too. I hated on Fortnite so long because I was told it was a bad game.
Fuck Fortnite.
I like Fortnite. Like,
It's fun.
does it get cringy that kids like it? Yes, but it's a
It's
fun
not even
game,
cringy
honestly.
that kids like it. It's just what turns me off of Fortnite is I really enjoyed Fortnite. Like it's fun, but like it's like a lifestyle to like half the people who play it, and like
Yeah.
it's all they talk about, and like it's crazy. Like it's just the fan base is super annoying. It's the same way with Star Wars. Like I love Star Wars,
Yeah.
but to hell with the Star Wars fan base. They're some of the most toxic people out there. You know what I mean? I feel like the same way with Fortnite. It's the same. Man, rip Brent Cam. Rip Brent Cam.
No, but like I'm saying, I get that it can get annoying hearing it all the time. Fucking trust me. But I think if you're a hater of it, which you probably are not because you closed off this episode, but if you think it's overrated, I implore you to go watch it. Go give it a chance. If you still don't like it, that's fine. Everything's not for everybody. But
Everything
if
is
you-
for everybody.
But if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. Form an opinion based off of that. Go in with a clear mind. So, spoilers for it. One thing that they added when Philip dies, like, Philippa, like, Sue? I'm sorry if I forgot how to say her name.
Who?
Eliza. The girl that plays Eliza. It's Philippa Sue. Or however you say her name. She does this gut-wrenching scream, like, right after he dies. The fact that she had to
Who
do
does she
that,
play?
like, Eliza.
Eliza Hamilton? Yeah. Oh, Philippa Sue? I'm assuming it's Sue. I don't know how else it would be.
The fact that she had to do that like 8 times a week was mental. Like I didn't see that coming. That's one of the things that wasn't in the soundtrack, and I'm glad it wasn't. 'Cause that hit pretty hard. And then there was a letter from Lawrence, I think, where she's reading it off to him. I don't think that was in the soundtrack because I don't recognize it. I think that was added too, which is pretty cool. And there was a couple shots where they were almost kind of talking that weren't in it, but for the most part, if you've heard the soundtrack, you've heard the play. But it's still, it didn't take too much enjoyment away from me. At first, I felt a little disappointed, but then I got kind of used to the rhythm, and I was just really happy to see. Like, I found myself still singing along to all the songs because I bought to them. I know all of them. So it still was hyped to see, like, just to see Hamilton. You know, to see it.
We need to get another camera if we're gonna keep doing this shit.
Yeah, Brent Cam. Rest in peace, buddy.
I don't mean Brent Cam.
But-
I mean, this one's not that bad, but I'm talking about the one for both of us.
Yeah,
is
main
the-
cam kind of sucks.
Main cam does suck.
I'm not. This episode might suck because my audio is.
Oh,
You can't even. That
it's
doesn't
not
even.
picking up at all.
Yeah, I didn't even pick up.
Shit, how long has it been doing that though? Is the thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I think for the most part it's been fine.
Looks like you're good now.
I think I'm cutting out a little bit.
Oof. We have issues every episode with something.
We
Something.
We really do.
Jesus Christ. You know what? You know what? You know how we would not have episodes if we consistently did the thing at the same place. And this is not me putting on you. I'm just saying if we had the same setup every time,
Yeah.
it would probably run a little bit smoother because every week we seem to be doing something a little different, and I think that's what's killing us.
True.
So
What do you have to say about Hamilton?
How did you say what I had to say? I loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
My thing I really enjoy about Hamilton is, I think the writing.
Right, Cam?
Brent Cam's dead. Brent Cam is dead. Oh, I thought Ethan Cam was dead now too.
Rip.
No, but I think the writing is top notch in this play. I think
The writing was I will say I learned more about Alexander Hamilton and all that shit more from watching and listening to Hamilton than I did in school.
yeah, that was the whole like reason like he wanted to make it. 'Cause I think he was chilling on a boat or something. He got bored, so he started reading the Alexander Hamilton like biography or something, and he was like, "Bro, like this is interesting."
I'm
and
gonna
I've
write
seen-"
some songs.
Yeah, and he was like, "No one like this is interesting. You don't really get taught about this because like watching this." Assuming I know he took a few liberties with it. Like I think Angelica, she says something about her father having no sons, which isn't really true. So he took some liberties with the story, but for the most part, like the actions that take place are real. So the fact that Hamilton was such a big like unsung founding father, like such a big part of the whole thing, and like no one really knows his name except I think he's on one of the bills. Bro, is he on like the $10? Yeah, the $10 founding father without a father. Every time I was at Dairy Queen, I would get a $10 bill and I'd hand it to him, be like, "Oh, Hamilton." I'm so fucking stupid, but it was funny.
Was it?
But yeah, the fact that like you barely know him besides him being on the $10 bill is just crazy. But I was gonna say about the writing, I feel like it's it's so cringy to say a master class because people disagree. They're like, "Fucking idiot." But I genuinely really enjoy the writing in this show because every character has their own motif. Like Alexander Hamilton has like My Shot, and he has a couple others. And then Burr has Wait For It. Eliza's is like Helpless. Angelica's is Satisfied. So like, and then obviously there's more, but they all have like these motifs and stuff that play together, and they all flow into certain songs. Like those like Eliza will say like "Helpless." Like
Wait, how does
sometimes
she go?
like I'm not doing
No,
it.
do it one more time. I'll
No.
harmonize with you.
No, but like
No,
she'll
I'll harmonize. Let's go.
No.
Let's harmonize. Do it.
be like helpless. You didn't even harmonize, you fucking idiot.
I was waiting for you to get to the high note so I can match you.
helpless. No, but she'll do that sometimes, like harmonize in a song, and then like everyone's like, Burb's like, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Like, I like that, and like it can be easy to be a cop out, like, oh, they're saying a few words, but I really like how they're like woven into the show. Like everyone has like one main character trait that kind of like weave into everything that's incorporated to a lot of the songs and a lot of the plot of it, and I enjoy that a lot.
You know what I enjoy a lot? This podcast.
I do enjoy this podcast, even though we're ass podcasts.
I enjoy this podcast a little less now.
Like that meme, it was like, all right, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. There's probably
I hate to
enough
be the one to
podcasts."
tell you this, but there's enough podcasts. I was like, damn,
I've
you
seen-
right.
My friend sent that to me so many times.
It's so mean. Well, you have like 6 podcasts.
Podcasts.
Like 6. How many have you had total? Ever?
3.
It's 3 too many.
Fuck you, username not found.
Hey, we realized that it wasn't needed. Actually, it was more so that Cam dipped on me than anything.
Yeah, that's true. But do you have anything else to say about it, or? Sucks.
Oh, I do not. There's no way to pick that up.
Hamilton was like the smallest port of the pod.
Smallest port of the pod.
Shut
That's
up.
what you said. You said Hamilton was the smallest port of the pod.
No,
The smallest port of the pod.
but I guess that's it. Watch Hamilton if you haven't. It's a fucking amazing show. I really
It's
enjoy
a
it.
movie.
It means so
not a
much
show.
to me. Show as in like a
I
play.
know what you meant.
But I really enjoy it. Yeah, but we were saying earlier about the camera angles. I like how they film it. Kind of like, there'll be times where...
It felt like a movie for the most part.
Yeah, they frame a lot of things really well.
Yeah, it felt like a movie for the most part. It didn't really feel like I was watching a play.
Yeah, I was worried that it was just going
Which
to
I
be
appreciate, because have you ever watched a recording of a play?
Yeah.
It is horrendously gut-wrenching.
I was worried it was going to be like that. It was just going to be a fixed angle the entire time.
Yeah, that's why. I was thinking it was going to be like the opening scene of The Gallows.
Yeah.
Have you seen The Gallows?
Yeah.
You know, where he wasn't supposed to die, but then he dies, but it's from a play.
Mhm.
Dude, imagine being a parent. It's not funny. Imagine being a parent. You're like, oh yeah, my son's a star. He pretends to get his they put him on a it's not a guillotine. What is it? It was a noose, but isn't there a name for it? I mean, there's a noose and that has a drop off thing on the bottom.
Yeah, that's just hanging station. I don't know.
I get the hanging station.
Gallows?
Actually, I'm
Gallows?
pretty sure it's a gallows. But imagine you're like kids in a play. But also, there's only one thing that bothered me about it. I mean, it was a good movie, The Gallows was. But like, on what planet, if you have a fake gallows, I'm going to assume it's called a gallows. If not, we're
Yeah.
just going to look like a bunch of idiots. But in what planet would you have a gallows in a high school, but you would set it up to where it could possibly do the real thing and actually put the noose around the kid's neck?
Yeah, that's fucked.
Like, on what earth would you think that it could end in anything other than disaster? Like, even if I just can't imagine any way a high school would even allow them to put a real noose around it. Like, why wouldn't you just have it to where it's cut or something? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that was crazy. But anyway, we can.
But yeah, I was gonna say one more last thing about the camera angle. It's framed in a certain way that I really enjoy, kind of like a film. But I also like how whatchamacallit. It's like obviously if you're in there, did you have to do that?
Yeah.
Like if you're in the theater, the auditorium, like you'll see a lot of stuff on the sides, but like watching the film, you don't see like
Didn't see any.
yeah,
of
you
it.
don't see people just leave and
The
set
only
up
thing
the
I saw
stage
was
and stuff.
I didn't see anything, but you could hear people reacting,
Sometimes,
which is fine, but not often. But when me and Jalen, my friend, started it when we watched it, I said because the opening scene is a back shot of the stage,
Mhm.
and you can see from like the back of the theater, and you can see people sitting, and I was like, I swear to God, if I see anyone get up, I would be so pissed.
I like how they have like the minute intermission. Like I thought that was
Mm.
kind of like I enjoyed it to kind of still give like a break between like what's happening because it immediately starts with nonstop. Nonstop fucking slaps. There's so many things happen in that
not
song.
giving away my shot. No,
That's
not
not
giving.
nonstop.
I know, but that's the only one I know. Off the top of my
Man,
head.
the man is nonstop. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, bear with me. Have you?
Have you?
What is it?
Was
Like,
it? Was
are
it-
you aware
Are
we're
you
making
aware?
history? It's
making
so
history.
good. I love nonstop so much. So much happens in the span of like 6 minutes. I really enjoy that song.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And he goes, "I'm Alexander Hamilton.
Dude,
just
I'm
you
just gonna say,
were.
the best parts
I'm
of the
not throwing away my shot."
dude, some of the best parts of the film was when it's just like, I mean, obviously it's all rap,
Yeah.
for the most part at least.
A lot of it.
But
That's
like,
the main stigma is everyone thinks it's like all rap and it's really not. There's a lot of other like
well, no,
genres
but
and
what
stuff.
I'm saying is, I mean, it's just obviously, no one's done anything like this before.
Yeah.
But like, just the idea of having a rap musical is just crazy. But the idea of having aggressive rap in there, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's
like
never
the-
been a whole song, but sometimes like
The cabinet
and
battles were like rap battles
Yes,
and stuff.
yes, dude. Like when he just comes out, he just starts going.
You
Like,
must be out of your goddamn mind.
yeah, where he goes hard, and I'm like, okay, that was kind of badass. Like that was a slap.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Sam's gonna hate this. Like, you know how Jake Hill does it a lot. You know what I mean though? Where he's doing like normal rap, and then it goes like a screamo aggressive type
Yeah.
rap, but not the whole song, just little pieces in there. They do that a little bit, which I thought was super cool, which is super unexpected for a historical.
Yeah, and I feel
musical.
like it fits really well.
It fits
too.
really well, but
Like, it
on
fits-
it feels like on paper it wouldn't fit well. Like the idea of having a historical rap
Yeah.
musical does not sound appeasing.
I like it a lot
But
because it
it-
kind of fits Hamilton as a character. Like he's non-stop writing, so it kind of like
Did you
makes
know,
sense
did
for him
you-
to like be rapping
Did
kind
you
of
know
fast. and doing
Alexander
all that.
Hamilton actually, at one point he was an aspiring artist. He was an aspiring SoundCloud rapper, which was the inspiration to do the film and rap, was because he actually really wanted to be a rapper, but he was never able to fulfill that dream.
Because he had no internet.
Exactly.
The SoundCloud wasn't around, but he
Yeah,
was,
but
like-
he really wanted to be a SoundCloud rapper. So they kind of gave that to him in the afterlife. So he's looking down. He's like, "It's exactly how I would have done it. Thank you."
One thing I kind of noticed about the show was there's a lot of like obviously like I know from the soundtrack.
My dog is hitting the door.
But there's a lot of kind of like moments where they it sounds cringy to say break the fourth wall, but it's like they do, but they don't. It's not like they're looking at us like, by the way, there's a couple times where they're like,
like Deadpool.
yeah, there's a couple times where like, oh, look it up, or like they're kind of like say stuff like they're saying it from our perspective in the future,
Yeah, I
Kinda thing.
get what you mean.
like in a retrospect kind of sense. I kind of enjoy that. That is gonna sound awful. I hate you.
Sorry. What did I do? I did something.
All right, that's all. That's all for today, I guess.
That was a really bad. We're gonna. You wanna cut that little last bit at the end?
Yeah.
And we splice together at the end. All right. Well, thank you for listening to the Uncultured Opinion podcast. Next time you see us, we will not be in the same room because Brent is abandoning the pod for the 60th time. I don't know. I
Yep.
feel like you abandoned the pod more than anyone. I say that, but Sam.
Yeah,
hasn't
Sam hasn't
But
been
also,
here for 6 months.
He abandoned once, and he just hasn't returned. You abandon every other week.
Since when do I abandon?
You just leave. Are you gonna be able to film while you're in Chicago? Like, will you be able to do it over Discord?
Most likely.
I don't like the idea of most likely.
We'll see. I don't know if I'll make this week. Like, I don't know if I'll do it next episode. It might be a
When do you
little busy.
leave?
Thursday.
Do it Thursday. Do you want to do an episode like Wednesday then or something? Why?
Because I'm busy. Also, I have to do another pod on Wednesday.
Do you want to do it tomorrow?
Just take a week break.
Dude, we take week breaks like every other week. We take a week break.
We have bonus eps we can throw up.
We never have a bonus. We keep saying that we've never done a bonus app.
We have ones we can throw up. We have like 2
All right,
in
well
the
then
backlog.
edit them and throw them up. Just throw them up all at once. All right. Anyway, this has been the Uncultured Opinions. For now, teaser, possibly. We might be changing,
Ooh.
possibly, but it'll still be Uncultured Opinions. But more, or less, or more,
A lot more.
or a lot less, depending.
Or can you get less than one podcast?
No podcast.
We're quitting forever.
I don't know. Anyway, we'll But thank you for listening. It's good to see you. Welcome back, all 6 people. I know Josh listens. What's up, Josh? Darren will listen to this eventually. What's up, Darren? My dad started listening. Hey, Kevin. If you ever want to come on, you're more than welcome. I'll drive down here. I'll get another mic. We'll set you up. I think my dad could be on the pod.
Get your dad on the pod.
You want to do my
man.
dad on the pod?
That would be great. Let's get your dad on the
Okay.
pod.
We'll find out. Do we have 4 mics?
I gave my extra mic,
That's right.
but we have Sam's mic.
This is true. I don't know. I might steal that. I might borrow Sam's mic. Fuck, but then we'd be sitting next to each other. I don't know. I'll get Sam's mic. I might borrow that thing from you, so I can set them both up. If my dad wants to come on, we'll see.
Okay.
If anything, just leave it at your house, because I'm sure you're not going to take the extra mic down to Chicago, are you?
Barely taking anything.
Okay, if you are, then if you want me to do it, I'll just go take it from your house.
Okay.
If Kevin wants to come on, I think Kevin would have a fun time. We'll see. My cousin wanted to be the 3rd guest on here. Actually, he specifically said he wanted to be on episode 3, but I think it's a bit late for that. So
23.
so we could have him the 3rd. Actually, our next guest would be the 3rd guest, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Billy, Josh.
Do
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
count
man.
Noah as a guest?
Oh yeah, Noah was on, wasn't
Shit,
it?
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
Noah
Thomas.
was a guest.
I'm sorry, Thomas. I don't think he ever listens to this one anyway. He probably forgot. I don't know. Anyway, thank you for listening. Have a great day. Have a great Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, whenever you listen to this, because I have no idea when this is going to go up.
No one ever really does.
And no, it's only up to one person, but we still never know when it's going to get up.
Even I don't know.
So, have a happy day or night. Probably day. Most people probably listen to it at work. I listen to all mine at work. Anyway, have a great day. And if anyone ruins your day, kill them. Just straight murder anyone who puts you in a bad mood.
Good words.
I don't like that. Change your mind. Tell them off. Don't let anyone ruin your day, but maybe don't assault them. Because then you can't listen to the pod anymore.
That's true.
Because our podcast is not yet available in jails.
Yeah, we don't.
Something we're working on. But
We don't support violent criminals.
Depends.
I said violent.
It depends. Sometimes violence is warranted.
Have a nice day, everybody. That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. See you later.